First off, the cup, the final. Florida wins it again.
Yeah,
Oilers seem to run out of gas. How do you see that final? What's from your lens? How did the final go?
yeah. I think it. You know what? As crazy as this, I think everybody thought that Edmonton had a way better chance of winning this year than they did last. And even with, they got down 3-0 last year and they rallied and got it to game 7, which was impressive. But now looking back, they were way closer to last year than they were this year. And I want to say that, even through the first 4 games, they win game 1, come back and they tie it up through through 4 games, you're looking good. I'm like, you got 2 games at home. You got to find some way to win 2 of them. And then basically they got their doors blown off for games 5 and 6. And, I think at the end of the day, you know what? I love Connor McDavid. I love Leon Draisaitl. Everybody does. But at the end of the day, you're riding those guys hard. And at the end of the day, you look at that Florida Panther team, and it's pretty hard to tell one player from another. They all play hard. They all play defense. And I think at the end of the day, they just smothered the Oilers, and they had really no answer for it. So, yeah, I mean, defense wins titles. I guess defense want to mix goaltending in there too. I don't want to sit and shit on, it's easy to just blame the goalie. I get it. And you know what? That one goal in game 6 there, where I think it was the 3rd goal, like, I don't know what the hell Skinner was doing there. It looked like he could have caught that puck with his bare hand if he wanted to, I think. It looked like he just kind of maybe lost it. I don't know. I don't want to blame it on him, but, at the end of the day, I think I saw a quote from Bowman saying that he likes his decor. I don't know about that. Like, if that's the way he's going to go, and I don't know how much he can do, but, like, if he's sitting there thinking, man, the decor is fine, it's everything else, I would have some pretty I would disagree with that. I mean, maybe they need to go shopping for a goaltender, which that's not easy to find, and that's usually not cheap. But that decor, to me, needs some work. And you know what? That Ekholm got, I thought he played, like, I don't want to be too hard on him. He didn't play great, and he's their most. But at the same time, you just get dropped into the finals. You haven't played in 2 months. You're playing against Florida. Like, that's not ideal for him. But that decor, in my opinion, needs some serious work. Look, Evan Bouchard, I mean, if you're going to sit there, Evan Bouchard wants $10 million. Hey, look, Evan Bouchard can put up some points. Evan Bouchard can handle the puck and run a power play. Evan Bouchard went on a power play with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. Hey, it's points galore. Evan Bouchard can shoot the puck. There is no question. But if you're going to pay him $10 million, but Evan Bouchard playing 30-some minutes a night, and you need him to play some D, I think, he is every once in a while, he is casual. And if you're going to pay him 10 and have $19.25 million tied up with Evan Bouchard and Darnell Nurse, Edmonton, I think we got a problem. But we'll see. I don't know. It's an interesting situation the Oilers are in.
We are talking to retired NHL defenseman and Stanley Cup winner Mike Commodore here on the Western Pizza guest hotline.
Okay, so we live in a world where social media, we're seeing Florida in one, after they win the cup at the club and all that. 19 years ago, you won the cup. Obviously not as much social media, and it was kind of under the radar. How in one were you compared to them? And if there were videos, how ugly would it be?
You know what? I would say that, I've seen some clips. God, you know what? Hey, look, I'm glad those guys are having fun. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, they're having a pretty aggressive celebration, no? I mean, on stage, dropping F-bombs, sending Instagram videos thanking the players' former teams. Like, that's a big, like, hey, middle finger kind of. they are getting after it. I would have to say, like, I was in one the entire summer pretty much. But, like, I mean, I was on stage. And for me, when I'm, in one, I think less is more. Like, there would be no videos of me, like, up there just dropping F-bombs. And they've had an aggressive celebration. Which, hey, you win, you do whatever you want. They've won 2 in a row. Good for them. But, yeah, they are sending it down there in South Florida.
Okay, a couple just quick ones to this, and your thoughts quickly. How will McDavid? How long is he going to sign for? Is he going to do like maybe a 4-year kind of thing at Edmonton? What's your gut saying?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. It's a very interesting question. I would have. I don't know, but I'm sitting here. They got his former agent in there. They've hired people that basically a bunch of people in the Oilers are like came from have some relationship with him. Last year when Draisaitl, I didn't think Draisaitl, I'm like, there's no way he's going to sign 8 years. And then what he did, I'm like, okay, there's no way. I would think, like, if I'm Draisaitl, I'm talking to Connor and being like, hey, dude, like, if I'm signing this thing, you better be around. I mean, I would assume there was some kind of conversation. So, God, I think, but then his comments after, but you're emotional.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's there to stay. I think if I had to bet on it, he's there to stay. But I'm just basically going on Draisaitl's comments. Like, I don't know, can he bail on that? I don't know. It's interesting.
But Mike, when he has that presser late last week where he says, I got to think it over with my family. He's got a wife and a dog. Like,
right.
Those weren't really reassuring comments, were they?
Yeah, but why would he want to play his cards? Like, he's in a negotiation too, right? He's not going to say, I'm going to, like.
If he's relying on the wife and the dog, they both probably want warmer weather. So Edmonton's in trouble. I guess depending on what kind of dog, but
she doesn't want to have another bistro in Fort Saskatchewan, which well. She'd probably rather have one in Manhattan or Manhattan Beach.
Yeah.
Okay. What about where do you think Mitch Marner ends up? Not in Canada.
I would. God, I've never met Mitch Marner. He's been taking grenades, and you know what? He's a good player, but rightfully so. In the playoffs, hasn't been a good look. His last game as a Leaf, it's like, dude, you're going to sit there and yell at the bench, like, giving it to everybody, and then go out and play like that? Like, come on. You're like, that's a bad look. If he leaves in free agency, like, I've read some, like, those Leaf fans are going to be all over him. Because basically it's like, you didn't get rid of me because you need me, but then when you need me to show up, I don't. Now you're going to lose me for nothing.
Yeah.
I would think if I'm Mitch Marner, I don't want to go to Toronto much anymore. I think I'm going to the Western Conference. And I think if I'm Mitch Marner, I've had it with all the media. Like, I think I'm heading to the States and I'm heading west.
Anaheim. Just be a guy.
Utah. You go there to Utah. I went to a game in Utah. It's awesome. But I don't know. I think if it was me, I would be, I mean, at the end of the day, money talks, but I would think he's heading to the Western Conference and in the States. Yeah. That would be my guess.
I don't know if you know this guy, Jonathan Taves, but him signing back in Winnipeg. Like, what does that say about him? How much do you know about him? Did that surprise you?
Yeah, you know what? Full disclosure. So Jonathan's been in Arizona a little bit, and I played golf with him like November, December. I played with him a couple times.
What's his cap?
And, oh, God, he's probably like I don't think he plays a ton. He'd probably be like a 8 to 10, something like that. Yeah, he's all right. And so we went and played golf, and I have a little bit of a relationship with Jonathan because he went to North Dakota. I did too before him. And Jonathan and I played the only time I ever got invited to play for Team Canada was the 2007 Worlds. And that was that year where he won. He was in North Dakota, but he won the World Juniors, and then he came and played with us with the men, and we won there too. And anyways, when I went, the North Dakota coaches were calling me. They're like, hey, convince him to come back to college. I'm like, all right. So I watched this guy play in practice for like 3 days. I think I just watched the exhibition game, and maybe this was still during the round robin. And I'm sitting there with him and his parents in the Team Canada robe, and I'm like, hey, look, I'm supposed to come here and convince you to go back to college. I go, look, I can't do that. I go, if you want to go back to college, by all means do it. But I'm like, if you look like you're ready to play to me, look, whatever's here, barring injuries, it's going to be there next year. But I'm like, dude, you can play. You do whatever you want. But anyways, back to the point of this. So I've known Jonathan for a while. We're not best buddies or anything, but we say hi to each other. After golf, I'm like, so what are you going to do now? So this is like November, December. I'm like, so what's the plan now? Like, front office? And he's like, oh, I think I'm going to play. And I'm like, I thought for half a second, I thought he was joking. He hasn't played in 2 years. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, I think so. If I can get my body in line. And I'm like, okay, man. Well, I go, I hope it works out. So anyways, fast forward, like he got things together and he feels better and, to go home. And I texted him after he signed. I'm like, congrats, man. I hope it works out well. Like, good for you. So.
And again, that podcast and the Monday Nooner and the full interview with Mike Commodore will be dropping around Canada Day.